country.
Yeah.
But we love your country.
Yeah.
Did you recently, in this last week, the Norwegian Ombudsman for Children and a pediatrician, Dr. Anne Limbo, along with the Norway, Finland, Sweden, Denmark, and Iceland, ombudsmen have all come out to ban circumcision in those Scandinavian countries, along with the spokesperson for Greenland. So 6 Scandinavian countries are all standing up for children.
No, I don't think, I mean, we know about the concept for medical reasons, but like for social reasons, we have no concept. It's not a question that you'd ever be asked.
Of course. And nor should you ever be asked.
No.
But we've been fighting this country for at least 3 decades, 3.5 decades now, trying to bring it to an end.
You have my full support.
I grow old doing this work.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Shelton Wall, and I'm a radio show host here in New York. I'm with Intactivists. And what's your name?
Kettil.
Okay.
Kettil.
And you're from?
Finland.
And you're visiting Cincinnati? Or?
I live in Cincinnati. I've been here for 18 years. Am I being filmed right now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And you just had me walking down the street, you saw this. Now, you're from Finland.
Yeah, and I thought they outlawed it in Finland a couple of years ago, and now I went on the internet and checked that they haven't outlawed it, actually. They're speaking about it, but it was on the cusp of going through.
Right.
And they were speaking about some exceptions for specific religions, but in general, just for the fun of it, no, they don't like it.
Now, you've been here 18 years. You know that in this country, circumcision is pretty much a custom here.
Yeah.
What do you think about that compared to what
in Finland? It's really none of my business, so I've just been surprised that you would do that. I don't know if it's a waste of whose money, taxpayer money, or why you do it, I don't understand.
And a waste of a very important body part.
Yeah,
of all those non-consenting minors. Yes. We'll hear it come.
Well, you know, as she mentioned, over in Finland and in Scandinavian countries, they're trying to maybe ban circumcision there. You know, it's a big, here, vast majority of boys since last 50, 60 years have been circumcised. And that's a big.
And I think the debate started with the female circumcision and a lot of immigration, and then it went to the parliament, and in the parliament they said, why would we be gender specific on this issue? And then it was brought back to different subcommittees, and then they run into that different religions have a part of their cultural identity is circumcision, and now when I checked on the internet, they are burying these in subcommittees, trying to figure out what the specifics were. But what I've heard in Scandinavia, or at least in Finland, is that doctors don't do it right now because they are afraid of a mutilation lawsuit. So if you want it, you wouldn't get it, most likely.
And we have the mutilation laws here too, but they're not upheld.
No.
So because our consciousness hasn't been raised
you
enough to
need
understand the rights of children. Well, we've had a few, but it's not been enough. It's very, very difficult. It becomes a social custom, acceptable, and you have a lot of work we have to do to overcome
May I ask a question? In Finland, a doctor is not paid extra for circumcising a boy, right?
Well, it's not an issue. I mean, we wouldn't even think about it. So it's like we don't discuss whether our left finger should be cut at birth or anything.
But our doctors ask because it's easy money. So the doctor says to the parents, "Will you let me circumcise the child?" And they say, "Okay," and then they're paid $500.
No, it's not an issue. I mean, for medical reasons, yes, I had a friend in high school that was circumcised for some medical reasons, but other than that, no.
So the doctors are just leaving money on the table?
No, I don't think it's an issue. I don't think they've ever thought about doing it. So it's not. It's like cutting the cord. I mean, that you do, but
circumcision of infants seems to be a feature of countries that do not have universal health coverage. It's countries where it's what we call fee for service. So because it's like a cafeteria plan, then circumcision is just one of the things you can choose. But in countries where the doctors make no more profit from circumcising, they don't want to do it.
Do you know if there's any evidence that that there would be some benefits of infections or so?
There are studies, very conflicting studies, but if you look in the real world, those countries that do not circumcise almost consistently have lower sexual transmitted disease rates.
I mean, it's not something you discuss in Finland, so I wouldn't know. It's never been something I'd think of.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Bye. Thank you for your time.